I've always liked that song. Vince Gill back when he was with the Pure Prairie League at 100.7 and 88.5 FM, KMUZ. Vince now lives in Nashville. So I think, speaking of Nashville, maybe we should go down, and this would be the part of our show that's called Katy's Notes from Nashville. So let's go down to Nashville and talk to Katy Rogers.
Well, good morning to you. And I was singing right along with that song. I love that song. I do see Vince from time to time here in Nashville. I sure do.
Isn't that a great time? And he's such a cool guy. You know what I'm saying?
He is, and he's playing with the Eagles now. I mean, hey, has this guy gotten around or what? I mean, he is just fabulous.
Right. How's everything? How are you?
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm doing very well. I'm sitting here at the door to my deck because today, actually, here, spring officially arrives tomorrow, and that means we have crazy weather down south here in Nashville. And so we've got tornado watches. The kids are going to go home early. I mean, that's how serious we need to take things. Me, I'm okay. I'm watching the skies get darker, but I'm okay until they put those sirens on. And then I don't like those very much.
I'm with you. Those things just scare me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it sounds like the world's ending. They're like those, the war sirens. So
right.
I live fairly close to Vanderbilt University, so I hear them loud and clear over here. But anyway, so we're on weather watch. But in the meantime, getting to some of the news that's happening here, Shenandoah, I mentioned last week they were having an album release party. I had the date wrong, but I want you to know I got new glasses. I can see much better now. That party is actually tomorrow night here in Nashville. They have released their new album. It's called Reloaded. They haven't released any new music together in 20 years.
Right.
So you can check their website for details on that, and I just wanted to get that straight with you.
Shenandoah, you know what? Back when I was dancing all the time, Shenandoah, hands down, was one of my favorite bands to dance to and to listen to, for that matter,
Oh, they're very popular, and everybody's very excited about new music. So that's going to be quite a party tomorrow night here in Nashville. We're looking forward to that. We celebrate our neighbors and artists here. And also, some of the big news that's going on is next week is a big week. The Country Music Hall of Fame 2018 inductees will be announced next Tuesday.
Wow.
It's the CMA that announces those, the Country Music Association. They will reveal the names of the next set of artists to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that will happen in the fall. Big event, very exciting event. I have covered the red carpet, and I've actually seen the ceremony one time. It's very close set, actually,
right.
And the only reason I got to see it is because I've worked as an usher at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum.
Right.
I went when Randy Travis was inducted in 2016, and, it wasn't that long after his stroke, and he actually sang for the first time.
Wow.
Talk about tears, and if I had to see any of the ceremonies, I'm glad I saw that one because it was beautiful. So,
hey, I had a listener want me to ask you a quick question. Can I ask you something real fast?
Oh, of course you can, yeah.
She said, you know what, Glenn, can you ask Katy to find out where I can buy, like, artist T-shirts and artist baseball hats? Did they have a spot in Nashville where the everyday person can just go buy one of those?
Well, there's lots of different shops that I know of, and always they have a lot of things at the Hall of Fame and any of the museums. If there's a particular artist you like, you can go to that artist museum. They always have great swag there, I like to call it.
Gotcha.
So I can do a little more research and let you know that, and you can share that information with your listener. I'm happy to provide that.
Yeah, that's been like the 5th phone call. They're like, hey, how do I buy I think one of them was an RCA record hat, and then the other one was an Alan Jackson T-shirt or something, But they're listening to the show. That just tells me that they're listening to us, so that's good.
Yeah, that is, and all the artists have website, and they have different merchandise for sale. The Country Music Hall of Fame Museum has lots of great stuff for sale there, so there's a lot of choices, actually, as far as that goes. And
awesome.
The record labels, they individually sell things, too. So,
oh, really?
Yes, they do. I've seen the items myself, yeah, because I keep in touch with a lot of the record labels, to get
right.
this information that I provide for you, so in doing my research. Yeah.
Hey, have you ran into our friend Mr. William Lee Golden lately?
I have not run into him, no. I do believe that he hangs out in my neighborhood a little bit, but I haven't seen him. One of my neighbors is Kenny Chesney. I'm not going to say where anybody actually lives.
Right.
He bought a place from Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
So it's always exciting in my neighborhood, and even at my Walmart, I see folks.
I know, right where Kenny Chesney's house is. There's a funny story that Alan was telling me about him. I'll share it with you on next week's show, but It's funny. You'll like it. It's awesome.
All right, I love stories. As you know, I love to hear them and I love to tell them. So
Right.
what I did want to say, this is really cool. That same day, next Tuesday, later that evening here in Nashville, a tribute to the late Daryl Singletary takes place at the Ryman Auditorium. And this is great because it's free and open to the public. It's a chance for family, friends, and all of his colleagues to gather and celebrate the singer's life. It's called the Keepin' It Country Tribute Show.
Wow.
And there are going to be some fabulous artists there. Daryl Worley, Rhonda Vincent, Chris Young, Jamie Johnson, and so many more. So as you know, Singletary died on February 12th of this year at his home here in Tennessee. So I wanted to mention that because I plan on going to that event, and I'll be able to tell you more about that in one of my other reports.
Man, that would be so awesome. It's such a tragic loss. I was just listening. Matter of fact, I had a listener call in today from Pocatello, Idaho, that wanted to hear some Daryl Singletary. It's a friend of mine, Kevin. He works as an engineer over there. But you know, it doesn't matter if you're in Pocatello or if you're in downtown Nashville. Singletary's music is with everyone in the country field.
Oh, he is so missed. And I know some of the other radio stations I work with, all the listeners love hearing anything about Daryl, and so I like to provide that for y'all. And like I said, I really don't want to miss that event. It's going to be a big deal here next week. Wish you were here.
I know, right? Well, you know what's funny is that I've gotten just FYI for you, probably 6 or 8 calls saying, "Hey, we really love Katy's Notes from Nashville." And I said, "What do you love about it the most?" And they said, "We don't live in Nashville, but when she's talking, I feel like I'm going to a show with her." So, some kudos to you, my friend.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, I like to take everybody with me, even on my personal page.
Right.
I take people along with me to everywhere I go, and I do keep very, very busy, so that really makes me feel good, and I'm glad you're enjoying my news from here. And the other story I wanted to mention, I don't normally mention actually rockers, and particularly Elton John's name in connection with country, but the retiring musician has a pair of tribute albums coming out in April, and one of them is titled Restoration, and it features country artists singing his songs. So how about that?
Wow, that would be so awesome. I would check that out for sure in a minute.
Yeah, some of the artists are Roseanne Cash, Miranda Lambert, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, and many, many more artists on that. Yeah, it releases on April 6th, so I'm really looking forward to hearing that, and I'll keep you posted when that does release. And I just thought that was really worth mentioning.
Wow, that is cool.
Big names are involved. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. I love it when a good collaboration comes together, so I'm very anxious to hear this album when it comes out.
Speaking of that, we have a mutual friend, Michael Peterson, who's doing kind of the same thing, right?
He is, yes. I'll be interviewing him on April 9th at his album release party here in Nashville, so I'm looking forward to him, talking to him, catching up with him. And, you know, he's really smoking on the charts in Europe. He's number 2 in the country category, so keeping my finger on that information and keeping you updated. So,
well, tell him I said hi when you see him. Tell him I said hello.
I sure will. He loves his friends from the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he has lots of ties out there, so... Lastly, I just wanted to mention that I get really tickled when some of the big artists follow me or like my posts. And the Oak Ridge Boys recently liked 3 of my posts, so it really made my day. And I heard you were playing those guys on your show.
Right here. There she is, folks. Thank you, Katy. We love you, honey.
All right. Love you. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.